It is kind of funny how it can start like that. It can start simply with a hashtag, right? Or simply with tagging. I started in general when I got my first DSLR. The thing that pulled me into photography at first was actually macro photography. And basically macro photography is taking photos of things extremely close up. And I thought it was really cool because it took something as bland and as, you know, something I thought I knew so much about, like my backyard, and I could go out and discover a whole new world with macro photography. I described to people Urban Isle, I describe it as a collective of photographers. I stumbled upon their page one time. I started using their tag essentially, but then the founder, the main guy, Jason, kind of hit me up and asked me if I wanted to join, which is, you know, really awesome because Jason's this guy from LA, right? And he's like, yeah, we're just starting to put this together. We have members from all over the world, and, you know, we'd like you to join. Honestly, the internet was my teacher, which I think is so true of our generation nowadays and of many kids growing up pursuing a certain medium or craft, is that the internet is quite literally your best resource. So yeah, it was a lot of following YouTube blogs, etc., and a lot of what I learned about film also, you know, transcended and was also very applicable to photography, right? So I could use almost everything I learned with film and translate it to photos, and that would work fine. So I had kind of two planes going at once. I had the technical aspects of photography that I was learning through macro photography, and then I had the more conceptual side of it that I was learning through dance. I've been dancing for a really long time, so I had this connection to the dance community, and I had this great opportunity to photograph people dancing, and not only from an outside perspective, but from an inside perspective, because I was their friends, I was their fellow crewmates, fellow dancers. I was first introduced to it. My brother, his good friends, Chris Martin, who's like a famous dancer, which is weird because we had him as like a family friend, so I just knew him on a very like personal level. But they would do street shows and stuff, and I would watch them and join, and essentially I just got associated with kind of the studio they were dancing with, and then I kind of got brought up through the studio system of the dance world, is I guess what I'd say. You know, we can be very, very influenced from the world around us, and it can almost be like dizzying or chaos. You know, how we're bombarded by certain inputs from social media, etc., and this goes to the dance world too. And you can draw certain inspirations from those, but I think the most important part is to draw inspiration from yourself and from your own life. So I think self-reflection is probably one of my greatest sources of inspiration, or I like to think so.